Hi, my name is Leah Davidson, and I'm from Sherbrooke, Quebec. I'm a social entrepreneur and environmental activist whose project is entitled Environmental Escape Room Games, Making Environmental Education Fun for Children. I'm so excited to present my project today and share more about my story. My passion for youth environmental education started when I was 17 years old. I received a life-changing scholarship to go to Antarctica on an educational expedition. Prior to that, I had had no real interest in the environment. I knew all of what you should be doing, such as turning off the lights after use, remembering to recycle, buying locally, but I never understood the gravity, and whenever people tried to convince me why it mattered, it was always framed in a negative light. That if I didn't do these things, the planet would overheat, and we'd have all these consequences of natural disasters. In Antarctica, I was surrounded by pristine wilderness landscapes, icebergs that glistened under an eternal sunlight because in the summertime when we went to Antarctica, it was almost 24 hours of daylight. And we saw these penguins and seals who approached us without fear because they'd never seen humans before. And that was such an emotionally impactful experience, and it filled me with a sense of optimism and a desire to protect the planet, which I never had had before. So when I came back, I founded Act for Antarctica, a K-12 campaign to educate youth on the polar regions and collect conservation acts from around the world. This resulted in 1,000 submissions from 5 continents. I also wrote a kid-friendly book on Antarctica and delivered 50-plus media presentations to schools. Participated in projects ranging from park cleanups to documentary screenings on climate change and fundraisers for endangered animals. At the University of Pennsylvania, I also co-founded the Penn Program in Environmental Humanities, where we made sustainability education more interdisciplinary through the creation of a new major and minor. We raised $2 million in grants for community programming. The goal was to bring people together from across different disciplines, so history majors, business majors, engineering majors, and environmental science majors to work on collaborative projects. We also integrated the environmental humanities into new topics like religion, arts and culture, data science, new technology. And this journey has led to me starting this project with the Changemaker Grant because I realized that a passion for the environment doesn't just start at the university level. It doesn't even start at high school, but it starts at the elementary and middle school level, where kids are forming their first concept of what these vocabulary words mean when we say things like global warming, climate change, carbon cycle. And we want to really spread the message that youth can be empowered to be change makers in their communities. And so I'm going to explain a bit about the problem statement and also the solution that we propose and how we're going about marketing and developing this campaign and the changes that we've had to make during COVID. Here's the problem. Most K-8 classrooms do not have a formal science curriculum, which includes an environmental education component. Today, many kids also suffer from ecophobia, a disconnect from the natural world and a feeling of hopelessness from hearing so many doom and gloom facts about climate change. We want to change the message and how it's being framed to kids and also empower them and inspire them with what they can do to make a difference. Our goal with this project is to promote game-based environmental education with a hope-filled message. We are partnering with STEM Chef, an award-winning Bay Area organization that makes science fun for kids through STEM-based escape rooms. This started as a physical offering where kids went through puzzles and games in a team. But through the NAAEE Changemaker Grant, we have been able to completely transition over virtually to build a game based on the next generation science standards. The new escape room, which was released during Earth Week, is themed around Back to Earth Escape. You and your team are trapped on another planet. You have very little fuel left in your space capsule, and the only way you can return to Earth is if you make an environmentally sustainable earthly treat. Now it is up to you to figure out how and what to make in order to get your team safely back to Earth. Are you ready to embark on this journey? Kids go through the entire carbon cycle and then brainstorm how to reduce, reuse, and recycle. They finally end up with a special recipe made with sustainable ingredients that they can make at home. Over the fall, our goal is to provide this content to 5 to 10 schools We have received a tremendous response with over 100 teachers interested on Facebook and are currently scheduling the workshops. We are also opening this up as a resource for field trips and workshops that parents can do to incorporate into at-home education, because we know distance learning is now becoming a big topic during COVID. You can visit www.stemtrap.com to learn more. We are measuring engagement and knowledge of the carbon cycle, as well as actions that kids can pledge to make the planet healthier. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and I hope that I've inspired you to think about how to make learning about climate change fun and interactive for children. We'd love to help you bring environmental education and this escape room concept to your school. So if you're interested in learning more, feel free to reach out at the following email address. Have a great rest of your conference.